Over 5 months of waiting, I finally got Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Everyone says it's the best one since 2. Time to play it! That's it? That's the ending? I played 45 hours to see that? Whatever. I'm not even gonna bother showering. Why? Because you can't smell me. That's why. But I can. It fucking stinks. I haven't even got up. I've just spent a week and a half sitting in this room playing that game. I haven't even eaten in a week. But you're wondering why I haven't reviewed this until now, and it's been out for already, I don't know, half a year? Well, first off, I got this for $38. I was really hesitant about buying another Assassin's Creed game for $60 after playing that piece of shit Assassin's Creed 3. I swore to myself that I'd be done with the whole series. But people said that this one was better, and I agree. Story-wise, I think it's worse, though. But as far as gameplay-wise, exploration, and just the way the game was made, I think it's a better made video game than Assassin's Creed 3. I found it more enjoyable, more fun. It's not a bad game. It's actually a pretty decent game, but there are a lot of things about it that really piss me off. That kind of prevents it from being the best of its kind. So let's cut to the chase. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Before I get into a huge scruffle with this game, I do want to point out that yes, it is the biggest Assassin's Creed yet, maybe even by far. I threw myself into this game practically blind with no clue as to what to expect at all. The game started me off in the first city, Havana, but when I left to sail on my first mission with my crew, I realized that my quest wouldn't be ending anytime soon. There were literally over 100 different locations and islands to explore and collect items and treasure. This game also doesn't shy away from throwing you a couple platforming puzzles as well. There's also fast travel whenever you're not in naval battles. Make no mistake, in terms of exploration and combat, this is definitely the best Assassin's Creed game ever made. You can upgrade your town, plunder enemy ships to gather material to upgrade yours, hunt for sea animals on a Resident Evil 4 Del Lago fight style, use crafting to upgrade your arsenal. The list goes on and on and on. You're looking in between around 40 to upwards of 50 hours of total single-player gameplay if you wish to collect everything and do all the side quests and capture all the enemy forts. On top of the advanced and improved naval battle system, there are a lot of things added into the whole formula of the game that I really fell in love with. Like being able to steal enemy ships and fix them up to add to your fleet, instead of letting them sink after plundering them. But there is a naval fleet minigame where you can send ships off to battles, obtain materials from succeeding at them, and travel across the Atlantic to trade those materials you find in exchange for money. This was, without a doubt, my favorite part about Black Flag. It's definitely an RPG aspect that Ubisoft has put in, much like the Suikoden series, and I respect this decision more than anything else in the game. There's also some pretty fun hacking minigames that you can do as you progress outside the Animus. Unfortunately, there's nothing else you can do while walking around. I really didn't like the present day in this one, but I'll talk about that one later. I was really surprised at how good some of the music was. Like, really good. Especially the boarding songs and some of the music while exploring towns. And some of the songs that the pirates sang while you sail are cool too, although the drunken sailor is a bit of a cliché, I must admit. Oh well, at least their crew don't go around wearing eye patches or have peg legs. I take it these are what real pirates looked like back then. Or at least most of them. And on a little side note, the graphics and sound effects were really impressive, even on PS3. The frame rate, on the other hand, could have been better on last-gen consoles, but like most games, the more AI and NPCs are on the same playing field, the crummier it is bound to get. It is a very addicting game and can have a ton of lasting appeal for those who have had a lot of fun with it, myself included. It was a very fun game for me, quite possibly the most fun I've ever had in the series. However, there were a lot of times where I feel like I've never been so aggravated in a video game before, and here is the long list to my reasons why. The story was ridiculously weak, or at least compared to the rest of the franchise, even compared to 3. It's basically disconnected and totally irrelevant from the rest of the series, with only a few message tapes secretly left by Desmond. During the present day, the only purpose of experiencing Edward's memories are to make a movie out of it? Are you fucking shitting me? In the other ones, you experience your ancestor's story as a way to strike back at the present-day Templars. In this, there is absolutely no conflict or war going on whatsoever, with the exception of some snobby hacker using you as a tool. And that's all this is. You're a nameless, speechless, corporate slave tool whose only purpose is to exploit your ancestors' memories so that your company will make money. Greedy fucking fucks. Kinda like Ubisoft making pointless sequels because they know it will sell like fucking hotcakes. I guess this whole game is just symbolism. You sucking big fat Ubi dick. Seriously, they really dropped their balls in this game. They let you pick your name and that's it. You have no backstory, no choice. Your relationship with Edward, you can't even look down your pants to check to see if you're a boy or a girl. You can't. You have no sex. You're just an it. You don't even know if you have a penis or a pussy. I don't think I've ever seen a lazier attempt at immersing the character at what's going on in a video game. Edward's story is nowhere near as bad as the present day, but is still far from unforgettable. Basically, it just revolves around him trying to find something that isn't what he thinks it is, with a couple betrayals and mutinies along the way, and the rest is just filler. I'm not going to spoil anything, despite trying to think of any reason why I shouldn't. The story just sucked, period. The pacing was terrible. I liked some of the characters, Edward and James especially, but the writing was definitely not a strong point in this entry at all. My biggest and most frustrating complaint were the fucking controls. They are so unresponsive and miscalculated in this one. You try doing a leap of faith into a bale of hay, he jumps to the side and falls to his death. So the direction and where you jump is often inaccurate. You try running through an alleyway, you'll end up climbing a building. Why? It's quite simple, really. Ever since Ubisoft got rid of the A or X buttons being free run and just RT or R1, running is the same button as climbing. This is a serious game-breaking issue. You can't have just one button activating every form of movement. The game will think you're trying to do something when you're trying to do another. I try moving around a tree trunk while on branches, and he'll just try to fucking climb the tree and end up doing stupid wall jumps and landing in the middle of fucking 800 patrolling guards. And every often will Edward get stuck while climbing stuff on my ship, when all I want to do is quickly run out of it. He just jumps on shit all the time no matter what the fuck you do. It's like you can't even fucking run unless you're 5 feet away from any object. Controls are god fucking awful. It almost ruined the experience for me countless times. This game controls like poop. This game controls like shit. This game controls like poop. This game controls like shit. There's also a lot of random bugs occasionally plaguing the quality of the game as well. One game-breaking bug in particular left me having to restart a checkpoint because a certain target enemy wouldn't show up. You should never have to fucking do that! It absolutely abolishes the mood. And my final complaint, although a rather minor one, I kind of feel like I speak for every AC fan out there when I say that Assassin's Creed 4, although not as unwelcome as 3, feels completely pointless to the franchise. 3 ended the series for me, and 4 feels like it's there just for the sake of Ubisoft to keep making money. And they are continuing to keep making them, which indicates that AC is now a, quote, cash cow yearly franchise. It's been the COD of action adventures ever since 2 came out, and I was too blind to realize it until now. But even so, after seeing the horrible and inconclusive end to the series that was Assassin's Creed 3, I was hoping that 4 would give me enough relevance to the Desmond saga so that I could have more closure. But that didn't happen, which is truly unfortunate. I feel like this whole game experience, although pretty fun, was just a big waste of my time. Well, that's it. That's all I can really say about it. That was my review on Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. It's not a bad game. I know I talked a lot of shit about it, but it's really not that bad. It's actually a pretty good game when everything works the way it's supposed to. But because of how irrelevant and detached it is from the main series, I can't recommend it 100%. So with that being said, if you've played all the other Assassin's Creed games up until this point, I suggest passing, because it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel relevant at all. It just feels like a big waste of your time. But if you're new to the series, if you've never played Assassin's Creed before and you want in, now would be the perfect time, because it seems like they're starting like a new saga per se in the franchise, and this would be good. This would be really good for newcomers to step in and experience the Assassin's Creed world. So yeah, assuming that you get it on PS4 or Xbox One, of course, I wouldn't suggest getting the PS3 or 360 version, because I assume the PS4 and Xbox One versions are less buggy and perform better. So with that being said, assuming that the next gen versions are better, I give Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag a 7.5 out of 10. Although I'd probably give the current generation ones like a 6.5. So yeah, the gamer gods fail. This game controls like shit.